So we will start the lesson. Okay, today's topic is carbon compound, science form 5 DLP. Okay, let's start. Okay, so carbon and its compound. Okay, what is carbon? Okay, what is carbon? First, we need to know what is carbon. Carbon belongs to the group 6 of the periodic table. It has 4 electrons in its outermost orbit, so its valence is 4. Carbon is a non-metal. Okay. Now, you might not be very familiar with the word valence, okay? And it is 4. You might not be familiar. But it's very important for you to know this because you learn about single bond, double bond, without having a little bit of understanding about valence and what is the orbit, outermost orbit, and then the 4 electrons and all that. You might not be able to understand in depth, okay, about alkane, alkene, that you need to know, okay. So therefore, okay, you need to know that it belongs to group 6 in the periodic table, all right, and it has 4 electrons on its outermost orbit, okay. Now, so this is actually basically how the symbol is, right? So the number 6 is always on top. The number 6 is actually atomic number. So atomic number, okay, usually is the smallest, and it represents the number of proton. Okay, you all know, isn't it? Proton number, meaning of proton number. Okay, in periodic table, all the elements arranged because of the proton number. So this is number 6. You know, if you look at the periodic table, you can see the C will be written at 6th position. So it is atomic number, usually smallest number. And then the C, look at the capital C, which is in red color. This one is chemical symbol for carbon. All right. So no other elements, we have more than 100 elements, no other elements as this symbol except carbon. Even copper, Cu. Okay, Cu, so it's not C. A complete C, single C is actually a symbol for carbon. Only carbon has this symbol. Okay, C. And element's name is carbon. Of course, this is atomic mass, that is 12. Okay, 12 point something, they round it up to 12. Okay, so let's have a look at the molecular, the atom structure. Now look at this. Okay, so since it is 6, the atomic number is 6. Okay, that means that proton number is 6. Okay, you only can see 4 here, but actually it's 6. Okay, it's at the back. And then neutron, okay, because this is the nucleus, right? The neutron also 6, okay? And then look at the arrangement of electrons. This is what I was telling you. Okay, they have 2 orbits. The first orbit always maximum 2, okay? Once this 2 is stabilized, this orbit. So the next orbit should be 8. To stabilize it, you will be 8. But now it's only 4. So 4, this is the outer orbit, outer shell or outer orbit, only got 4 electrons. See, 4 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, that means, okay, to stabilize this carbon structure atom, okay, you need another 4. Either you donate 4 electron out or bring it in another 4. Okay, so this is the actual structure of the carbon atom. Okay, so you need to remember. So we are moving on. Okay, occurrence of carbon. Okay. So now, when you talk about carbon, right? How many percentages carbon can be found on Earth, right? So where can you find it? So this is something that you need to know. Okay, carbon is found in the atmosphere, inside the Earth crust, and in a living organism. Okay, living organism is like you and I. If we are living organism, carbon can be found in the living organism. Now, how many percent all this? Okay, all these are okay in the atmosphere, in the Earth crust, and living organism. How many percent is this? Okay, so it's actually about 3%. Okay, about 3% only. It's not much, but then when you think about the whole Earth, then it's quite a lot. Okay, right. So carbon present in the fuels like woods. Okay, wood, we use it as fuel, isn't it, to burn? Coal, charcoal, coke, all these are carbon. Okay, petrol. petroleum, natural gases, bio, so many other biogases and many more, okay? Carbon also can be found in compounds like carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, okay? This is rocks lah, some of the rocks that are around us, okay? So you can find carbon in them, okay? And finally, carbon is found in a free state as diamond, graphite, okay, fullerenes. All these are, okay, is actually carbon, right? And in the form of elements, here in the form of compound, here in the form of compound. Wood is a compound. Okay, so here, this is the occurrence of carbon. Occurrence of carbon, all right? Now, this is examples that I can give you, right? Okay, so even diamond is a full carbon. It's an element inside here. Okay, so wood and coal, and then these are the rocks. What are carbon compounds? So just now you learned about carbon. Okay, so now our topic is about carbon compounds. Okay, so what are they actually? Okay, compound that contain carbon atoms combined with other elements such as hydrogen and oxygen. Just one moment, please. Okay, again, I repeat, compound that contain carbon atoms, okay, combined with other elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, okay, and metal, for example, okay. So not only hydrogen and oxygen, metal also. So as long as there's carbon inside, okay, then we call it as carbon compound, okay. Can you classify them into major groups? So now I'm going to give you 6 pictures, 6 pictures. Okay, 6 pictures, and then what you're supposed to do is that you try to observe these pictures and try to classify them into 2 major groups. Okay, number 1, sugar. Number 2, carbon dioxide gas. Number 3, chalks that we write on the blackboard. This is mostly what? Food, isn't it? In the form of protein. This one, sodium carbonate. Okay, sodium carbonate in the form of powder. Okay. This one is what? Potato, flour. So mostly starch. Okay. So now you are seeing, you're looking at 6 pictures. Okay, 6 pictures. So I want you to see the picture and try to categorize them into 2 groups. Okay. Okay. So can you categorize them into groups? Okay, you can answer me by using the chat box. Okay, Shenhao, you said that there are 3 edible should be in one group. 3 edible food that you can eat. Other people? Alia says that it is organic and inorganic compound. All right, that's what Alia said. Okay. Anybody else? Any other answer? Any other answer? Darshana says carbon compound, non-carbon compound. Okay. Any other answer? Sarah says that sugar, meat, potato, flour is organic compound. Okay, so now you see, okay, Sarah says sugar, meat, potato, and flour, that picture is under organic compound. This is not classification. Classification, all 6 pictures must be in the group. So Sarah only says 3, the other 3 she left out. So it is cannot be considered. Yihan says organic compound, protein, starch, sugar, inorganic compound, chalk, carbon dioxide. Okay, very good. So well done. Okay, so which is true? Okay, right? Which actually is true. We can classify them, these six we can classify them into two groups. Okay, so edible one, okay, like Shinhao said, edible and non-edible. Okay, so these edible ones is actually organic compound. True. Okay, most of you said correctly. And this is inorganic. Everybody knows the meaning of organic. Organic means came from living things. Sugar, you know, from plants. Okay, potato from plants. This one from animals, and some are from plants. The seed and all that. Okay, the nuts from plants, but then the rest is all from animals. So whatever it is, the whole thing is from living organism, and this one is from non-living organism. But then Darshana says what? Darshana said that one group, she say, is the carbon compound, the other group is not. Actually, it's not correct. Okay, Darshana, everything is carbon compound. This is also carbon compound. So carbon compound itself, you divide into organic compound and inorganic compound. Okay, around us there's so many compounds, carbon compounds. You can break them into these two categories: organic compound, inorganic compound. Okay, remember, organic compound from living things and inorganic compounds from non-living things. This one you must be very clear. Example: the sugar, the protein, the starch comes under the organic compound, and the carbon dioxide, sodium carbonate, and chalk comes under inorganic compound. Clear? Moving on. Okay, so this is some other examples that I'm giving you. You know, people use that gas to travel. No more using petrol, especially the taxi drivers. They like to use the gas, and the gas is actually okay, it's a carbon compound. Okay, and you can see this picture wood just now I mentioned, and this rocks, and this one is coal. Okay, this one is powdered carbon, and this one petroleum, and this one looks like what? It looks like well. Right or not? This one diamond, of course. Okay, this one is a well. Okay, what could this be? That you can see a pipe going through it, right or not, everybody? Okay, this is a pipe going through. Okay, so obviously this is actually some sort of you know, they are actually putting something inside here. Okay, this is actually, you can see in countries such as India and Pakistan. Okay, so there's a lot of cows there. They use the cow dung. Okay, the cow's poop lah. Okay, they put inside here and ferment it. It will get rot. Okay, and it will release methane gas. So this methane gas will be supplied to the houses. Okay, for cooking purpose. As it is, we are using in the tank. Okay, gas tank, but they simply do this kind of process because they have so much the waste product. So they use it, reuse it. So this is another example of carbon compound. Okay, what is the difference between organic and inorganic compound? Okay, so we know one is from living things, so the source. So when you talk about the source, this is the source. Okay, one is from living things, there's another. Just now we mentioned. Okay, look at the second one. Element. What elements are they made of? Because if it is a compound, then definitely got more than one element. So now here you can see carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay. That is from living compound. Non-living, it could be carbon, oxygen, and metal. It could be metal, you know, also. For example, calcium carbonate. Calcium is metal. Magnesium carbonate. So carbonate got carbon, you see, but then got metal inside. So it could have metal inside them. So that is inorganic compound. Then after that, obviously, when they are both also actually this one is definitely non-metallic, but this one can be non-metallic, can be metallic. Even they have metal, then we can call it metallic. If they don't have metal, then we call it non-metallic. Okay, right? Like for example, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas, comes definitely under inorganic compound, but they don't have metal inside, but they have carbon and oxygen only. But metal is in other things. So this is inorganic compound. So it can be either. Then after that, combustibility, whether can burn or not easily. Okay, this one definitely organic compound can burn easily. Okay, but then inorganic compound is difficult. Okay, it's difficult to burn. Okay, example, rocks, rocks and all that, how to burn, right? Rocks cannot. So okay, this is the main differences. You can talk about the other, there could be other differences as well, like a boiling point and all that, which one is higher boiling point, which one is lower, all these things. But this basic thing you should know. Okay, right. Okay, so now, any question to ask me?
Until now, no question, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that is just an introduction. Okay, introduction for carbon compound. Okay, anybody else want to ask me any question? If you're shy, then you can use the the chatting part. You can ask me question. I'm checking now. Anyone? Anyone?
Teacher.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to ask the inorganic compound you say it's not easy to the combustibility is not it's not there, right?
Yeah.
But how about the coil, the natural gas?
Natural gas all are organic, for your information. They are petroleum is from what? From living things, right? It's plants and all that, which died a million years ago. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, they all are living things. Fuels are natural fuels are living things. So they are organic compound. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Hydrocarbon. Okay. Of course, our topic, we have hydrocarbon, then we have alcohol, then we have fats. Okay. But then, okay, we go one by one. So we want to have very clear information about this thing before we move further. Okay. What are hydrocarbons? Okay. Okay. So the word itself, from the word itself, you know what is hydrocarbon. Okay. It's hydrocarbon. So hydrogen and carbon. Okay. So it's definitely, even there's more than one element, okay, then we call it a compound. And what compound is this? It's a carbon compound. Why you call it carbon compound? Because it contains carbon. As long as there's a carbon, then it's a carbon compound. Okay. So compounds which consist of only, the word only is very important. Only carbon and hydrogen. Okay. See, only I highlighted only. Okay, it's only contain carbon and hydrogen, no metal, no oxygen, nothing. Okay, so only these two. Now let's see example. Okay, so number one, they said hydrocarbon are organic compound. Okay, hydrocarbons are organic compound, so from living things, which contain carbon and hydrogen only. Okay, you and I, okay, do we have carbon in our body? Think we'll come into that. Okay, hydrocarbons are the main source of fuel for our industry. Hydrocarbon, there's so many hydrocarbons there. Okay, so it's a main source of fuel for our industry. Okay, right? Petroleum, for example, a good example is petroleum, and our country produces petroleum, so we should know that. Okay, it's a main source of fuel for our industry. Okay, next, natural resources of hydrocarbon are these are the ones. Okay, even rubber tree or any trees that you burn, it becomes hydrocarbon, natural source. Okay, if you're burning them, all right, for the purpose of you want to use the energy, not simply burning lah. Okay, now hydrocarbon can be divided into two categories: saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon. I'm very sure that you've heard about these words, right? Saturated and unsaturated, but I'm going to go in depth. Okay, about saturated meaning of saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so let's see. Next, okay, so example, methane. Methane is a gas that we use for cooking, the cooking gas that we buy, the gas tank that you buy, inside there got methane, okay, CH4, and you know also the smell, the one that we have in the lab also same, okay, you know the smell of gas, if it is leaking, you know. So CH4 is the symbol, right, and petrol is another example. I only giving you two examples, there's many more. Okay, now, next question. Is glucose a hydrocarbon? Sutika answer. Sutika? Sutika? Is this a hydrocarbon, Harishnan? Glucose.
Yes, I think.
This one, whose voice is this? Arishnan.
Yes.
Okay. Shenhao, is Arishnan correct?
Maybe I think it's because there is 6 and H and O. So yeah, maybe.
Is it? Confirm?
Yes.
Now not.
Because you know the answer. Okay? Glucose is not a hydrocarbon. Harishnan,
Okay.
glucose is not. Okay,
Yeah.
why is not a hydrocarbon? Why? We want to know why. Because got carbon, got hydrogen. Okay, go back to this. Okay, what is hydrocarbon? What are they? So,
Oh, teacher. There
what?
is
Got
oxygen
oxygen.
inside. Ah,
What?
there is oxygen inside. That's why.
Yes. So it's not hydrogen.
You see, you discover yourself, right? So got oxygen inside, we don't want that. Hydrocarbon means only got hydrogen and carbon, like for example, methane, CH4. Okay, CH4. So only got carbon, got hydrogen. This one got carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. But yes, I agree, this is not a hydrocarbon. But is glucose a carbon compound? Harishnan?
Mm,
Is it a carbon compound?
yes.
Yes. Why?
Carbon compound.
Is it a carbon compound? Remember our title for today is carbon compound.
Yeah.
Is glucose a carbon compound?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
It's from living things.
Not. You sure?
Uh,
You sure that is the main reason?
not sure.
No, because of the C. Remember the C?
Oh yeah, there's a carbon.
You see, it's a compound, yeah, but it has carbon.
Yeah.
But the answer you gave me, the living things, also quite interesting. I accept that also because most living things got carbon inside. Okay, we all got carbon inside us. Is it true or not?
Yes.
Okay, got carbon. How do you know we got carbon, Arishnan?
I got seen the Google before.
Oh, yes, But must we see in our daily life, do you see any situation where living things got carbon or not? Okay, let's say we all eat corn, isn't it? Corn.
Yeah.
Jagung, right? Corn. So when you eat it, they sometimes they will grill it or they will barbecue it. Remember? So it'll be black color, like satay. When you buy satay, chicken satay and all that, got black color on top. And
Yeah.
when food overcooked, it turn black, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the black for? It is actually to show you that that's a carbon in the food, isn't it? Even if I burn you, okay, the burn body will be black in color, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like they have carbon inside. Okay, so almost living things got carbon, but it's a carbon compound, but it's not a hydrocarbon. Okay, hydrocarbon is very clear about hydrocarbon. It's a carbon compound, but it's only the special name is given hydrocarbon is because it has only hydrogen and carbon. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on. So this one very clear. Everybody is very clear. Glucose is not a hydrocarbon, but it's a carbon compound. All right. Why? Okay, the difference between hydrocarbon and carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a glucose. Glucose is carbohydrate, isn't it? Okay, starch or sugar, any type of sugar. We know that so many types of sugar out there. So all these are carbohydrates. So I want to show you the difference between these two, right? So that you are very clear. Even though both of them are carbon compound. You see the name also, hydrocarbon, carbohydrate. Here hydrogen, carbon. Here carbon, hydrogen. So hydrocarbon and carbohydrate sound similar. It sounds similar, but are two very different type of compounds. Hydrocarbons consist of purely carbon and hydrogen. Okay, while carbohydrate also contain oxygen. You see, that is the difference because hydrocarbon only got purely carbon and hydrogen, while carbohydrate got carbon, got hydrogen, and also oxygen. So this is different. We call it very different because they have additional oxygen, isn't it? Okay, the structure also, molecule also is bigger. Okay, complicated. Okay, look at this. Okay, sources of hydrocarbon. Where can you get this hydrocarbon from? From the earth crust. Okay, petroleum. Okay, then natural gas. Natural gas also underground. You can get from underground. Okay, usually when you are digging for petroleum, one layer on top will be natural gas. So usually when they found out that place got if the soil crust, earth crust got petroleum, then usually they will take out the gas first, okay, and then they only dig petroleum. Coal is another. Okay, so now look at this hydrocarbon. Okay, again I said it is it made of hydrogen and carbon. So just now I said got saturated hydrocarbon, which I've not gone in detail yet, and unsaturated carbon. This is just a wrap up. Saturated carbon means contain only single bond. Okay, unsaturated carbon means contain at least one multiple bond. Can be 2 bond. Look at the picture. Okay, can be 3. If only a single bond, then you have 1 line, 2 line. You see, one line only. There's no double line or triple line. Have you heard this? The single bond and the multiple bond thing.
No, teacher.
Huh?
No, I don't know what is bond.
You see, you don't know what is bond. Okay, this is very important. Alkane and alkenes. Have you learned?
No.
Also no, teacher.
No, I thought you finished the topic already.
I don't know.
You didn't go to school.
Maybe.
Okay, never mind. Today we learn. It's very simple, very, very simple. Okay, and I make it easier for you some more to understand these alkene things. Okay, by giving you 3 videos in the Google Classroom, which you're going to see later. Okay. So anyway,
Okay.
we will talk about what is saturated. Saturated means single bond. Unsaturated means more than a single bond. They have double and triple. Okay, moving on. Saturated. Okay, are you ready? Okay, saturated hydrocarbon. A hydrocarbon is an organic compound that contain only the elements hydrogen and carbon. I mentioned these. In a saturated hydrocarbon, all the bonds are single bonds. Okay, alkane is another name for saturated hydrocarbon. So in our textbook, they only talk about alkane only. They don't mention so much into the word saturated and all that. Okay, but it's okay. Alkane is another name for saturated hydrocarbon. Moving on. Okay, example of alkenes. Look. Okay. Alkanes are simplest hydrocarbon chain. These are organic molecules that consist only of hydrogen and carbon atoms in 3-shaped structure. These are commonly known as paraffin and waxes. Okay, that is not. I only want you to know what is alkane. Alkane are simplest hydrocarbon and it's an organic. Because hydrocarbon means it's organic. Okay, consists of hydrogen and oxygen. Let's look at example of alkanes. Okay, see methane. Methane is CH4. Ethane, C2H6 got 2 carbon atoms. Propane, 3 carbon atoms. Butane, 4 carbon atom. All also ANE. Pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane. Okay, funny words, right? But these all you can remember because in mathematics also you know pentagon. Pentagon is 5. Hexagon is 6. Heptagon is 7. You know this. Octane is 8. Okay, you learn this in maths already. So this one is you must know. Okay, how do they come up with this formula? Because they have special formula. Okay, CnH2n plus 2. This is the formula basically they use for alkanes. Now I'm going to teach you how by using this formula they come up with this thing. So let's see. Okay, so this is, you consider this as a blackboard. I'm going to use my mouse to write. So my writing will be very ugly. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, see, I'm going to teach you how to use this formula. Are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so let's say n is 1. okay, N equals to 1. Okay, N equals to 1. So what happened to the formula Cn? So I must substitute the N with 1. Okay, so C1 H2 N is what? 1, nah?
N is 1.
Oh, forgot to write. Never mind. I cannot terbalik. Okay, 2 plus 2. So you will get 1. We usually don't write C1. So if we put C1, don't write. H is how many? 2 times 1 is 2 plus 2 is 4. Are you familiar with this formula? CH4.
Yes.
What is that? Methane, right? This one is actually what? It's a methane. Correct, everybody? M-E-T-H-A-N-E, methane. It's a methane. Correct. Now let's see when N is 2. N equals to 2. So I get C2. Then the H, I must put 2 bracket 2, right? Bracket 2, because N is 2. Okay, here N is 2, right? N is 2. Okay, plus with 2. Equals to, see, C2. H how many? Chanel?
8.
2 times 2 is 4, right? Bracket, I must time what? 2 times 2 is 4 plus with 1?
5.
8 lah.
2 times 2 is 4 plus 2?
Oh, 6, 6.
6. Always plus 2 because we always must equal the formula. The formula say 2, H is 2 times with N plus with 2. So N is 2. So times already, you get 6. So this is ethane. This is ethane. Right. Okay, now last one, N equals to 3. Who can tell me the answer before I do?
Octane?
C3, H how many?
8.
Is it 8? 2 times with 3? Who said 8? Sarah said 8. I'm faster now. I'm getting smart.
8, teacher.
3. H how many? That's what we want to know. H how many?
8, 8.
2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 8. So this is propane. You see how the formula, this is the ethane, this is the propane. Can you see that, everybody?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, now end the show. Okay, we keep this. Okay, so this is our formula. All right, so go back to this page. You see, methane, ethane, propane. Right, and further, you substitute the formula with all this, you get this. Clear? Now let's look at the simplest alkane that just now we calculated. So this is all single bond. See, methane also single bond, ethane also single bond, propane also single bond. Okay, so propane we use 3. Okay, 3. You see, but then you see all also this C got 4 bond. This C got 4 bond. This C got 4 bond. All because of the 4 electron or the outer orbit. That is the reason they have 4. Okay, this one also got 4. This one also got 4. All also got 4. Okay, so this is how this is not actual molecular structure. It's a flat one. It's 2D one. Okay, so they're easier for you to understand. Okay, right. Moving on. Unsaturated. Just now is saturated. What is unsaturated? Okay, a hydrocarbon that contain 1 or more or double or triple bond is unsaturated hydrocarbon. So these there are 3 types of unsaturated hydrocarbon. Alkene, the A we substitute with E, alkenes. Okay, okay, the rest is we're not in our syllabus. We only concentrate about alkenes. Okay, All right, look. Alkenes are a class of hydrocarbon contain only hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen. Same as alkane. Alkane also have carbon and hydrogen. Okay, but it is unsaturated compound with at least one carbon to carbon double bond. At least they have one. Sometimes they will have two, then sometimes they have three. Okay, another term is used to describe alkene is olefins. Okay, that's okay, but you only need to remember alkenes. Alkenes are more reactive than alkane. Okay, alkene are more reactive. So this is example of alkane. You see, ethane become ethene. Propane become propene. Butane become butene. E and E. Just now A and E, now E and E. Okay, and this is the formula, slightly different. Okay, no +2 here. Okay, we go to our blackboard. Okay, so how they come up with this? So what I'm going to do, okay, so the N equals to 1. Okay, what happened if N equals to 1? C 1 H 2 1. So you get C 1, no need to write. H
2.
2. What is this? Okay. What is this? Ethane. Ethene, sorry, ethene. Right? Ethene. C2H4 is ethene.
Teacher,
Right? Yeah.
you know ethanol? What? Ethanol? Like alcohol one. Is that carbon?
What? Ethanol? Obviously.
Oh, okay.
Obviously. Okay. Next. Okay, so we move on to N2. Okay, N2. Okay, C2 H 2 times 2. Correct or not? Everybody. So you get C2 H how many?
H4.
H4. Correct. H4. You see? Okay, now N3. Last one. N equals to 3. And so you get C3 is 2 bracket 3. So how many you get?
C3H6.
C3H6. Okay, let's
Yeah.
see names. This okay. This is ethene, propene, butene. Okay, ethene, propene, butene. Okay. All right. Okay. Keep. Okay, so now moving on. Okay. So this is the simplest way of writing the molecular structure. So now can you see or not? They have double bond. So what is important? What is important? So you must check whether the C got 4 bonds or not. Here got 1 bond. And then here got 2 bonds. Here got 1 bond. Can you see that, everybody? Okay.
Yes, teacher.
I wanted to see, okay, this C. Okay, look at this C. So if you look at this C, I just want you to check whether got 4 bond or not. 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. All right.
Good, teacher.
4 line. 4 line. But then look at this C now. Do they have 4 lines or not? Individual.
Yes, teacher.
4 lines.
Teacher, is it necessary to have 4 lines?
Oh, very necessary. Very important to stabilize the atom. Because you see, the orbit, earlier remember when I introduced about carbon and I told you there's only 4 electrons at the outer orbit. That outer orbit should have 8. They only got 4, you know, right? They only got 4. So by sharing, actually they're sharing, you know. They're sharing with hydrogen and they're sharing, so they're sharing another 4 electrons actually. That's why 4 lines represent sharing with the 4 electrons. So they make the carbon very stable. That's why you must see the video in Google Classroom later. You go and see. You spend time to say, I send you 3 minutes video. Short videos. You will really understand if you want to understand this structure. Okay?
Oh,
You're going